Hi, everyone. So last week we talked about the power of hello and we read that article. This week we're going to get into the art making project for this. So, whatever word you choose for hello, or if it was in a different language, and the font that you picked. So, I'm making bubble letters. So, I chose hello just in English. And I'm kind of placing my letters a little bit all over the page. Some letters are closer to the bottom, some are floating a bit. For this project, it'll be okay however you write your letters out because this is going to be a bit abstract in our background. So I'm going to draw out my letters and then I'm going to show you how we're going to add some color, some sharpie lines using markers. I ended up using crayons. So you can use a wide variety of materials for this. I'm going to sharpie over my lines here so I don't lose the actual word hello before we get to abstracting our background. While you're doing this, I want you to think about all the things that we read about, the Google form questions you answered. How often do you say hello to people? Do you say hello first? Do you just kind of nod and grunt in the morning because it's too early to say hello? Saying hello can be a powerful thing. It can change someone's day. It can make them feel better. It's just a really good way to open everything up so that you can actually have a conversation, and you'd be surprised how often you change this habit that everything else kind of starts to fall into place a bit. All right, we're going to abstract our background. So I'm going right into my Sharpie. The easiest way to abstract a big space, like your background, for example, is to start simple. So I'm choosing to draw thin and thick lines, straight, diagonal, wavy, curvy. I even start to make like drippy marks. You can do broken, dashed, dotted lines. Basically, something that we've learned probably a really long time ago. So go back to the basics here for this. You're going to break up your whole background. Think about the spaces in between your letters as well, like in the E and the O. It depends which word you use to say hello, what kind of space you'll have. I have quite a bit of space to fill in, so I'm going to play around with thick, thin, curvy, wavy, straight, diagonal, all the lines you can possibly think of until it looks like there's some crazy things happening in my background. Okay, let's add some color. I have crayons and I also have my handy box of Sharpies. I normally don't use crayons, but I started doing it a little bit because we've been virtual for so long. But you can actually do a lot of things with crayons. You can layer. Um, so for example, in my H, I'm going to be using the colors of the rainbow as I get from H to O. So I'm going to do red for the top, and then I'm going to layer orange in from the bottom. So it kind of works. It's not as vibrant as colored pencils, like if you were going to push really hard, but you can still get a lot of color out of crayons. So if this is something that's all you have at home, you have younger siblings who always use crayons, feel free to use it because I'm using it. So as long as the whole piece, when you are finished, is so colorful that perhaps we can't even see the word hello, it's going to abstract itself into our background. So I'm going to work on coloring my letters, and then I'm going to add some color to the background. I'm going to be using markers to add little accents. I love doing the dash lines for stitch marks. You can add more lines on top of crayon. It kind of feels like you're sliding over the crayon when you're using markers on top of crayon. So whatever you got at home, I don't care. Any material is fine as long as you try your best. And for those of you who are going to ask, yes, everything has to be colored, please. And thank you. I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with for this project. Have fun.